How is it going, everybody? We got another episode of the Moon Man Experience, and this time around, I got my homie Mike Phoenix, and you guys don't even understand. This is a top tier supporter of mine. This is a guy that's been here from day one. This is a Twitch subscriber, really taking it to the next level. A man that just knows so much about Star Atlas, super knowledgeable, and he also does a YouTube channel. So you guys need to go follow him on all platforms. But, without further ado, Mike, go ahead and introduce yourself. Thank you so much for coming on the Moonman Experience.
Oh, what's up, man? It's my pleasure. I've been excited about this. I've been following your content for since the beginning, I think. So yeah, really love all the things you're doing and the energy and all that.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no, man. I remember we met on a Twitter Spaces one time, and it's been some months now. And I remember you came up on stage. You came in with a strong voice. You asked a few questions. You stated your opinions, and I was like, man, this dude is about it. So maybe we can start there. How did you find Star Atlas and such things like that?
Well, I found Star Atlas because I'm kind of like a crypto enthusiast. So
Hmm.
I kind of came in from the just blockchain kind of investment. I saw the like the potential for the metaverse and real estate in the metaverse. So I was kind of looking for like real estate opportunities in the blockchain crypto metaverse space.
Hmm.
And I forget exactly how. I just was on Twitter or something, and I came across Star Atlas, and I was really inspired because like the other metaverse projects that I've seen, it's like they've blown up. Like people have made a lot of money, but like I didn't want to play them. Like when I
Right.
look at it, it looks like okay, like that doesn't seem like something that I would actually want to do. So with my I like to get involved with things that I'm passionate about and that I actually see the potential in the use case.
Yes.
So, for other like metaverse projects and like real estate, it's like I see the use case, I get it, but I didn't really want to play it myself. So, but with Star Atlas, I was like, okay, like this is what I've been waiting for.
Hmm.
Like 3D virtual immersive world. I saw the trailer. I was just like, wow, this looks pretty cool. So I started like, getting into the Twitter spaces. And then the one with you is like I think people were talking about like governance and stuff like that. And it's like,
Yep. Yep.
that's something that I'm also inspired by is just like the whole like philosophy behind crypto and kind of like the
Yeah.
decentralization and how we can kind of take some of these revolution these kind of new ideas and I think Star Atlas is cool because it's like a place for us to see how these ideas can work in like a real economy, but it's not the real world quite yet. I mean, it is the real world because it's real money, but it's like a microcosm of the real world, kind of.
Yeah, man, for sure. I know when I found Star Atlas, it was just light years ahead, like graphically and on the economic side of things. And I fully agree with you when you say like you've seen these other ones that just, and I always say like some of these other blockchain games, they just look like PS2 games. Like, the graphics are just like, and I get it, they look like indie games, but I'm just like, nah, I'm looking for that big boy AAA like quality. Yes, it might take 3 years to make, but like, that's what I'm trying to invest my time in. Something that looks like it's going to be the way it's supposed to be. Whoa, whoa! I just got shot out, and
Yeah, that was
blasted into the
that was
universe. That was
crazy. Yeah,
crazy, man. All right, I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad I'm back. That was dangerous, man. It's crazy out here in space. I gotta tell you, dude, it was nuts.
yeah. Your avatar and background and stuff is super cool.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. I just got blasted into the universe. I'm safe though, folks. I'm safe. But yeah, no, Star Atlas just looks like the big dog, and that's the place I want to be. What things in Star Atlas really make you get really excited? What's got you going?
Well, I'm actually like new to gaming,
Okay.
so like I said, I came in from like the investment side of the crypto thing.
Okay.
So like and but I've kind of been, noticing that I think gaming is going to be the new thing. It was like first it was Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
was just a revolutionary idea. Then it was, Ethereum came out and it was like, smart contracts. And then like there were all these ICOs, which was like, coins and projects being launched on Ethereum, but they didn't really do anything yet. They were just ideas. And then like,
Right.
so you had that. And then like, I think it was 2 years ago or something like that, you had the DeFi where it was like actual DeFi projects, like where you could go on, like Uniswap and all that
Yes.
stuff, where you could go in there and you could like actually use these, trade coins and stuff like that. So like that was the big thing, you know. And then now we're getting into like gaming, which is like I think gaming and the metaverse and virtual real estate and stuff like that, which I think is going to be the next phase. So, I'm
Yeah, I
kind of
fully
getting
agree with
into it,
that.
and so yeah, like Star Atlas, it's just exciting to me. Like
It is, isn't
I
it?
love the like I said, the idea of the immersive world, and
Hmm.
the UE5, graphics and stuff like that looks super awesome. And just you know what, one thing I'm excited about,
Yeah, let's
like
hear
I'm
it.
excited about, like because I feel like the economy and everything is so real, and we're gonna be getting into like um you know co- uh, go, interplanetary colonization and political domination. Is like that's the kind of game that it is, right? So I think that we're actually going to have a chance to learn a lot about ourselves and human nature, and also about like the real world, and why things are the way that we are, the way that they are, because other in other games, you're like, okay, we're going to war with each other and stuff, but it's just a game. Like, people can kind of make that excuse of like, oh, it's just a game. But in this, when we go to war with each other in this, we're going to be like affecting people's real lives, affecting people's real wealth is going to be involved. Like you said, like people are going to be like their jobs, their careers are going to be linked to this
Yes,
game. And when there are wars in this, it's like there's not going to be any life loss, but there's going to be financial, like people's livelihoods are going to be affected. So you can no longer
for
say like,
good
oh,
and
this is just
bad.
a game. When
Yeah.
you do something in this game, you're
Mhm.
like affecting people's real lives.
No, I mean you said it perfectly. I mean people are going to be affected in a good way. There's going to be some people that make a lot of money, and then there's going to be some middle tier people, and then there's also going to be some people that you know get screwed over, and even the people at the top will get screwed over. People at the bottom will get screwed over, but there's a different emotional investment that's at hand here rather than just a typical game that you play. Like if you're playing Call of Duty or Halo or League of Legends or any of these other games, it's like, damn, I lost a match, or damn, you know what I mean, I got killed, my KD was 2 and 15, whatever the case may be, right? It's different. Like it sucks, it hurts, but man, when you take that cash that you've earned from your workplace, you put $1,000 in, $100 in, and you
Yeah.
lose that, oof, that feels different. It affects people differently. I think you said it the right way, man.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to this setup you got going on here. You maybe want to talk about it a little bit? I love this like spiritual vibe you got going on. It feels good. I like this.
Yeah, I just, it's still, I'm still working on it. I just got it,
Hmm.
set up a little bit so where it kind of looks cool to me. But
I like it.
yeah, I just put some stuff that I want to create. Like, I like, on my YouTube channel,
Uh huh.
it's like one of the topics that I like talking about is like spirituality and consciousness and all that stuff. So that's one of the topics that I'm
Hmm.
interested in, and like symbolism and mythology and stuff. So like I like to kind of I'm trying to kind of create a vibe and use like symbolism and stuff that represents like ideas that I'm into.
Yeah, let's talk about spirituality, if you don't mind. Like, what keeps you grounded every day? What keeps you on the right path, and what keeps you motivated to keep doing the things that you want to do in life and the goals that you want to achieve?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think spirituality is a very, it's like a big part of my life. And the type of spirituality that I have, it's like there's pretty much two. I mean, there's kind of like two main premises that I use to kind of get my purpose as a human being,
Hmm.
and also kind of just remain like grounded, so the one is like I believe that that like the physical world
Hmm.
and like the human body
Yeah,
is is like a
it's a vehicle.
it's a vehicle, but I also
Yeah.
think that like the purpose of our life is to express our embodiment. You know what I mean? Like a
Hmm.
lot in some other religions and spirituality, it's like we're supposed to like transcend our ego, transcend our body, because this physical world is just an illusion. Like the real world, the reality is the spiritual world, and we're supposed to like, you know, like like not focus on on the material world. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
So I also believe that this world is an illusion. I think that this world is just a like a dream,
Yeah.
but it's like I believe that the purpose of this dream is to help like the spiritual being, or like I call it consciousness. I think like consciousness is having a dream, and the purpose of the dream is to help consciousness discover like itself, so
Hmm.
it's like when you watch a movie, right? The reason why you're watching a movie or even playing a video game like Star Atlas, the reason why you're like why I am doing it is like we're trying to learn about ourselves, like in a movie, like
Right.
you go through, like the movie is fake, the movie isn't real, it's just a story.
Right.
But when you're watching the movie, you feel real emotions. You feel like when it's a scary part, you feel afraid. When it's like, somebody betrays somebody, you're just like, oh, like you feel that. And so we're watching the movie to have those emotions, to put ourselves kind of in the place of those characters, so that we can discover something about ourselves. So I feel
Yeah.
like this body that I'm living in is like a dream of consciousness, and the purpose of living in this body is to just experience this body fully, to try to fulfill this body, and
Hmm.
experience the life of this body. And through that, consciousness gets to like grow and develop and learn more about itself. So
Excuse me.
my purpose in life
Hmm.
is not to transcend my body or to like transcend my ego, but it's to like live in it, fulfill it, and experience it fully and completely.
Yeah, yeah, no, I like all those things that you touched on. They say there's multiple different ways you can look at it, and they say like, consciousness is just a, you know, living entity that's actually looking back at itself and experiencing the world 7, 8 billion times right now, living beings, and then all the other times before that, as well as spread out into the universe, however many, consciousnesses, are out there. Because obviously we have plant life, we have animal life, we have human life. Um, gene life. So there's multiple different ways that I feel like consciousness is actually looking back at itself and just experiencing. And then I also believe that once you are, um, your consciousness in this vehicle that we're in is, some people say that we got to choose our parents, right? Some people say that, you know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Some people say that when it comes to consciousness, they say, um, it's you have the choice to go back into the physical realm and the this beautiful place that we're in, and you have the choice to go learn again and learn more. And as above so below. You have I think in Hindu they believe that there's seven above and seven below, and we're right here in that middle of this beautiful place that we live in. It's like the place that everybody wants to be, right? We got people from down under coming up, and then we have people from above coming to learn more in this beautiful plane or paradox or realm that we live in. And then I know one of my favorite books. I don't know if you get into like different books out there about spirituality, but I love the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know if you've ever.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Bhagavad Gita.
yeah, it gets
Yep,
so deep.
yep, yep.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's a story everybody
when
should
I
check
grew
out.
up, actually, like my parents were, I was homeschooled actually, so that's
Yeah.
something that probably I don't know if, yeah, people don't know that about me usually, but
Okay.
yeah, so yeah, I was homeschooled, and my parents were just really into like teaching us all about like different world religions and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
studying like all different mythologies of this different civilizations and stuff.
Hmm.
But like my dad was really into like Eastern like religions and stuff like that, and so we used to watch this. It's like a Eastern myth called the Mahabharata, and so the Bhagavad Gita is
Okay.
actually like the Bhagavad Gita is a portion of the Mahabharata, like
Okay.
so yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
the Bhagavad Gita is
You're gonna have to
definitely
teach me. I like this. I like this. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
you
like
should
that.
watch if you ever have it. It's super long. It's like 6 hours
Uh-huh.
or like 4 hours or something. But yeah, it's
Shoot me the
called
link. I'm sure I can find it on YouTube, right?
yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. It's called the Mahabharata.
Okay.
But I would recommend it's the Mahabharata by Peter Brooks is the
Okay.
director, Peter Brooks, and it's like it's really artistic the way
Hmm.
that they did it, and it's just like it's a really good story. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, definitely shoot me the link when we get off of here because I'm into all that stuff, man. And then people go as far as on the other side of when you take like spirituality out of it, people go as far as to say maybe we live in a simulation in a matrix, right? Because a lot of our world is it matches up with codings of ones and zeros, so that gets pretty crazy. Like in a game, uh, you know, the world only in a GTA, right? It doesn't have to render you the whole other map. It just renders what you're seeing right now. So when you're walking down the street or driving a car in GTA, the more and more you go, just like in real life, the buildings pass you, so they render up. In real life, you don't see anything past what you're looking at except for what's being rendered. So that gets crazy too. But yeah, man, I think this world is really, 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 really cool. Um, I know there's another dude out there. If you were to listen to, let me see if I can find him right now. He did a interview with this one guy, but you know what? I'll find it in a second. But let's talk some more about. You said you weren't big into gaming, and you kind of came into the blockchain gaming through finances, and you were first, enlightened, and you love the whole crypto scene. Have you been playing any games recently to maybe get ready for Star Atlas? Have you been maybe playing some like Stellaris or anything like that?
Not really so much. I'm like, on the like I travel a lot for work, so I don't really have, like I'm usually just on my phone, to access the internet.
Right, right,
So,
right. Yeah,
so
it's hard,
I
man.
haven't
It's
been.
hard to play games nowadays, dude. It's hard. They're like, I kind of work like a little system into it where I stream and like maybe I play a little bit more off stream, but like streaming is really the only time I have scheduled to play some games. Like I kind of work that into it, but it's tough, man.
Yeah, I know. I see you. You've been, you've been getting some practice in on the on a bunch of different games. I watched, watched you playing Stellaris, and yeah, that game, it's like, yeah, Star Atlas is
It's a
definitely
lot.
going to be, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot to think about. So basically, that's just what I've been doing. I just been like listening to the town halls, listening to Ash's spaces, and the just
Yes,
like
yes.
trying to get like as much information about how everything's going to work, and just kind of like trying to formulate like my strategy of and just try to understand what like the opportunity of Star Atlas.
Right. And what do you see as like What do you see like Star Atlas looking like in like 5 years, like big picture, like when this 3D world actually comes together? Like, what do you see it looking like, and what is something that you say, hey, this is the type of role that I want to play in the Star Atlas metaverse?
Yeah, I just so like yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it all unfolds. Cause like right now, like we all, we have our ships,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
or we you can get ships right now, and then you can stake the ships, and there's like it's a pretty good, return on your investment, as investments go right now. And it's basically like, I mean, nothing is risk free. Like this is a game that's still in development, and but it's looking like the team is pretty strong behind it, and I have like faith in the team and the vision that it's gonna, they're gonna be able to pull it off. So, right now, like you stake your ships and you get a return, and there's like there's nobody trying to blow up your ships, or there's no like competition with other players, or like in or like NPCs or anything like that. So that's like the first stage, and then we're going to start getting into where we're manufacturing the ships, and we're like claiming land,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's going to be kind of not have a lot of risk behind it either,
Hmm.
except for it's going to be interesting to see like once the prices of the ships and everything like are no longer like it's set by the people who are like extracting resources and stuff. And so it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to see like what the how the opportunity changes at that point, and what the returns are, and how things are looking at that point.
Yeah, those blueprints are going to be very expensive. Those whoever wants to be the ones looking for those blueprints and selling them to the market, those are going to be some fat pockets those people have. You know,
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know
discovering
how
new
all that stuff is
blueprints.
going to work completely, because one of the things I like about Star Atlas and the team
Hmm.
is I think like they recognize that there's going to be all different types of players on different socioeconomic levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like, like you can buy a ship for $15. They just came out with a new ship where it's like you can literally get into the game and get a stake, and have a ship
yep.
for $15, which is like
It's
pretty
beautiful.
reasonable.
Yeah, it's
So
great.
like I'm thinking like with the blueprints and stuff, can you take that $15 ship
Hmm.
and do some missions and eventually like get some kind of blueprint where you can join the economy and start manufacturing something?
I believe
Um,
so. Yeah, yeah. I believe they would
yeah.
allow, yeah, they definitely will allow you to, you pick up a $15 ship, you maybe whatever planet that you start on in the safe zone, you could maybe do some races, get a couple extra bucks there, hey, go deliver this tech item to this person and then get something back from it and bring it back to this station. You get 100 Atlas for that, right? Just these little in-game missions, and you just kind of got to work your way up, and then maybe you've collected, 12,000 Atlas, and now you can buy, I don't know what ship would be equivalent to that, but let's say now you can buy an Opal Jet. Now you can really
Yep.
speed around the planet, and you can maybe fly, from planet to planet with the Opal Jet. And yeah, I think it's going to be something cool like that. And they said the skill tree of this game is going to be really, really, really in depth too, which I'm really excited about. You can really craft your character the way you want it to be crafted. I think
Yeah,
that'll
I'm
be
still.
cool.
That's another thing I'm trying to figure out. Is
So
like
much
what
speculation. It sucks. I hate it.
I mean.
We
It's
just
the
don't know
fun
yet.
part too, though.
It is fun,
Because
yeah.
like that's how the world is. It's like where the real opportunity
Yeah.
is is in things that other people don't like. Nobody really knows yet. Where
Yeah.
it's like we're still like you got to be kind of like the one to get in there and be willing to like take risks, even though or like like make investments even though
Yep.
you don't know completely like what it's going to be yet. So but yeah, the skill tree is like what you were talking about, is like what role do you want to play. And yeah, so I'm kind of like right now I'm thinking like pretty much like an executive role, I think, where it's
Okay.
like you have You know, you have some land, you have some mines, you have like some, you know, buildings and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then um because another thing I don't fully understand is like how much can NPCs do? You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So, you know, I
Yeah.
have to,
We,
you know,
you know,
discover
can we
that like
hire NPCs? Can we, can we have a team of NPCs working for us? Are NPCs just going to be pretty much just dead player, dead characters that are just stupid AI that don't really do anything, and you can't really hire them. You know what I mean? Like, can you build a team of NPCs, or are they just like walking into buildings and like, just being really dumb AI? Because there's some games that have really dumb AI.
yeah, I mean, we from what they've said is like, you know, with the ships at least, right? So, you know, they said that like if you have a ship
You're gonna
that
have crew
is
members.
crewed by NPCs,
Hmm.
like the NPCs will be able to like pilot the ship. You know, like if
Right.
you know, like if you look at our ships now, you know, they have you look at the crew slots, and
Yep.
it'll be like a captain, and
Hmm.
then it'll be a pilot. So like obviously like the captain is able to like, you know, make certain decisions, you know, like captain the ship. So like the ship can do certain things kind of I guess on its own, you know, where it's like you don't have to be in there just like actually flying it. But
Right.
if you have actual players that are the pilot, then that'll give like a slight, you know, slight advantage or buff or whatever is what I understand. But yeah, like the NPCs, there's a commander slot that I assume can be filled by an NPC. So what does that mean? Like on a commander ship, like what can that NPC do? Like how many
Gotta be
what
pretty
kind of
smart.
commands
Yeah.
yeah, you know, it's like if you say like if let's say you have a C11, right? And you're the owner of the C11 and you have NPCs like in the commander slot and the pilot slot of the C11, can you like give the C11 a command as like an executive? Could just be like, "Hey, fly to this region and like defend this planet." You know what I mean? And like the commander will go to that region and then you don't have to like make all the decisions like if something comes into that area, the commander NPC will like, you know, take action to defend the planet or whatever. Like you don't have to be making
Right.
all the decisions.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how much they can do with the NPCs.
Exactly. Like we've got, the crew member. I'm looking on the website right now. Anatoly. She's a captain. Most celebrated and decorated captain of the Mud faction. And she's. I think the lowest that she goes for is somebody's willing to buy because she's an anomaly.
Right,
Um,
yeah.
so she's going to be able to do like some pretty major things, like you're saying. Maybe can um, can fly and lead a commander ship, and somebody is asking 5,500 for her, and the lowest somebody's willing to.
5500,
That's
okay.
what they're
I mean,
asking, and some of the lowest somebody's willing to give it up for is 15,997. So technically like 16K.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
somebody's
that's
offering
crazy.
5500. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's offering to buy it for 5,500, and the lowest somebody's willing to give it away for is 16K, 16,000. Like, Jesus. But there's only 72 of her, and she's an anomaly, so she's going to be a very strong NPC and probably smart and be, you can trust her with a capital ship. You can trust her with a Titan. You know that she's going to make the right moves. So it looks like this is going to get
Yeah,
crazy.
we have to see. We don't know. Like that's the thing about this game. Like you have to. I mean, like the people who bought the posters at the
Hmm.
beginning, you know, they didn't know what they were getting. But it's like those posters are
They boomed.
have had up to this point and will continue to have a lot of benefits. You know, like
Yep.
crazy benefits. So,
So
you
true.
know, like her, like you know, a NPC like that, it's like we don't know what the buffs are going to be yet, you know. And like with other things on the marketplace, you know, like you can buy, I think it's like a space station right now, or you can buy I don't know if you can buy a mining thing, but you can buy like certain like mining equipment you can buy right now. But from my understanding, like once it goes for sale, it's 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 going to be like less than it is on the market right now. Like right now, it's just like a
Correct.
couple people got like who have the posters got dropped, some stuff, so they put it on the market. But like, yeah, so you got to be careful,
Yeah, they
because
always
there
say,
are going to be like when the market comes out, you can buy a commander NPC. Like all the slots for the crew members are gonna be like available for sale. Like you're gonna be able to
yeah, always buy from Star Atlas when they drop. Always buy from them. You're going to get the actual price they're supposed to be at, with their from the supply that they're offering. If they're offering 12,000 supply of this certain thing, don't go buy it from somebody for 1,000, depending on what it is, because when Star Atlas releases it, it's probably going to be a supply of 12,000, sold at $100. So, you know what I mean?
right.
Always, always make sure you wait till Star Atlas drops something. And a lot of
Yeah.
people, we've seen that happen with ships sometimes. When these ship sales used to happen back in the day, it would be like, oh, you're scooping one up, and it's like, this is great, but it's like, just wait, this is going to be sold for $20. Don't go buy it from somebody for $70. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be this game's gonna get crazy, man. I have so many, like, just so much imagination, and I fantasize at night, and sometimes it keeps me up at night. I just can't get to sleep because I'm just thinking about how crazy this world's gonna be and how these battles are gonna be, and then also the good times, and like, it's this is gonna be fun, man. And I think I gotta give you a big shout out too, because like you are part of the community, as well as everybody else. But like we just uphold so much respect for each other, and it's such a fun community to be a part of. Like I feel like we're all adults, we act like adults, we carry ourselves like adults, and we have adult conversations, and nobody is really on no foo-foo, BS. Like where everybody's just cool. I don't know if you agree with that, but it's a fun community to be a part of.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's like just like we said, like from that first, Twitter space, I was
Hmm.
just like, okay, like this is, I don't know, it's just like the vision of Star Atlas is just something that inspires me, is like it just seems super fun from the, like it's a good investment. Like when I started looking
Yeah.
at it, it's just like, wow, this is like a good investment. I can see the potential of this. And then it's like just the, you know like the economic model is it's like something that I can really believe in. Like a lot of some of these other games, it's just like maybe I haven't looked at them in depth enough yet, but it's just like I don't see how it can be sustainable. It's like basically you
Right.
just get rewards for playing the game, and it's like how long can you just continue to get rewards for playing the game? So
Hmm.
like that doesn't seem sustainable to me. So like the idea that eventually, like right now, like we're getting rewards just for just for staking our ships. That's not sustainable. Eventually it's going to be like a circular economy where people are like going to war and ships are getting blown up, and then new ships are
Yeah.
getting built to replace the ships that are getting blown up. So it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of, you know, that's going to be the economy 8 years from now. Like once all the, kind of allocation of the tokens is been distributed, like from my understanding, like after 8 years, like all the allocation of the tokens through rewards and stuff are going to be distributed. So
Okay.
at that
Okay.
point, it's just going to be like
All hell breaks
uh
loose.
it's just going to be like the deep space war economy
Yeah.
that's kind of fueling the game, you know what I mean?
Because I mean, think about it. If let's say everything gets allocated. Let's say if these people have all these resources. 80% of this guild or this faction has the resources, and there's nothing. There'll always be stuff circulating. But at some point, these other two factions that maybe have 10%, 10%, they're gonna get pissed off, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, we need to keep on battling these people before they get to 100% and take everything away from us." I don't think anybody will 100% dominate, a faction will 100% dominate, but you know, there's gonna be some heated battles out there trying to collect their goods, and I think it's gonna get real fun. You know, as much as I always highlight how crazy it's going to be, and you know how bad it can get. I think there's going to be a lot of fun times too, though. You know, I think there's going to be a lot of fun. Like I'm excited for like space races, and you know, seeing people you know, put on events in the Star Atlas community, and seeing people you know, maybe like the Alezio family with the casinos that they're trying to build, or you got like Newt with the Newtopia. You know, he's addicted to Polis and the domination of Polis, and I have some thoughts about that. Knew I'm paying attention, and he knows I'm paying attention to what he's doing. So shout out to him. But there's gonna be just so many cool things to do in the you know, in the space in the metaverse. I think it's really gonna blend reality with, you know, it's a weird way of you know, the metaverse blending with our reality. It's gonna be different. We've never really seen anything like this before. It's gonna be different. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I believe in technology, so it's
Hmm.
like I'm down to get immersed inside the metaverse. And yeah, I think it's going to be something that like brings people together. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are kind of like, you know, social media is getting like a bad rap kind of in the media and in culture right now,
Yeah.
because it's like, they have these like addictive algorithms, and then they're kind of like, um, monetizing our attention
Hmm.
to like for advertising purposes and stuff
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
selling our data. They're getting rich too.
Yeah, but it's like what would be a better like monetization model? Because like, all this technology to build this stuff, there's like
Hmm.
huge teams. I mean, they're actually not that huge compared to how much money they're making.
Right.
But
Right.
like that technology model is like, for the amount of people that it takes to build it, the amount of money that they make is crazy. But like, it takes money for people to invent all this stuff and to have
Yeah.
teams, creative teams and stuff like that to build it. So it's like, but we get to use it for free. Like, you don't have to pay to use Twitter. You don't have to pay to use YouTube. You don't have to pay to use Google or
Yeah.
email. You know what
You
I
just
mean?
give
Like
up a lot
any
of
of that stuff.
privacy, you know.
But what
But
they're selling is they're selling your data. And
yeah.
then so it's like, like, would you rather pay to use Twitter, or would you rather them kind of like you
I
sell your data
mean,
to advertisers?
I think that's a touchy subject because you know the fact that they sell our data and get super rich off of it, it's kind of like, damn, like you're selling our data. And then the other thing too, when it comes to um you know, analytics and what you're doing day to day. So obviously if you text turtles, you're gonna maybe scroll through Facebook or Twitter and see turtles, and it's like, well, what the hell, man? Like, you know, maybe I don't want, like, thank you for showing me things that I might like, but also at the same time, it's like I don't necessarily need to see, you know, when if I say something out loud, or if I type something in somewhere, or if somebody close to me is searching up something, you know, like a spouse or a girlfriend or a family member or a friend that you're around consistently, and so they know that those two phones and internet connections are damn near always by each other, and you know, like I don't need that uh, immersive of a like
Level of
data.
invasion of
Yeah,
privacy,
like I
basically.
don't need to be seen, like, you get what I'm saying. Like it doesn't need to be that immersive. Like I don't need to just go shopping for some bread and then to see ads about bread. Like it's not that serious. Like relax on showing me bread. Like, you know, things like that. So I think it is intrusive, and I don't know, man. I don't have the answers to fix
I
these
think,
crazy tech problems. I'm not that guy.
I like, that's like one of the reasons why I like the philosophy behind decentralization. I don't
Yes.
think we have all the answers for the decentralization model yet, but I think it's coming, they're trying to build like a decentralized Twitter and YouTube, and like they have stuff like this already, but it hasn't like fully caught on yet.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
like the thing is like, one of the things that we actually like about Twitter and about YouTube is it's and like Amazon and stuff like that is like their ability to get your data and put it into an algorithm that is actually intelligent, and then like show you things that you would actually want to see. Like when you scroll through YouTube, like
Yeah, pros and
the
cons.
videos
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff that it suggests to you, a lot of them are, like are things that you actually want to see, because the
yeah,
algorithm actually do like learn your patterns. So yeah, they show you advertisements that you probably stuff that you are interested in, but it's like it's annoying because
yeah,
you're seeing advertisements.
yeah. The
But like the
recommendations
videos
are,
that they recommend, it's like you can find stuff that you are interested in. So
yeah.
like the
See,
decentralized platforms don't have that completely like as good yet,
yeah,
but I think it's coming. And then like the day that like it's not like a corporation with shareholders that is using your data and like making a profit off of it. It's like it's a decentralized platform where the users actually kind of own it. So it's like, yeah,
hmm
it's doing the same thing. It's using your data and it's like putting it into an algorithm, and I don't know if it's feeding you ads or what it's doing, but
right.
you know, you actually own a a piece of it as a user. Like you're getting like you know, tokens or whatever for watching videos, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. See, there's when it comes to recommendations, like I like that, but I'm also one of those people like I like to learn new things. So I like to be recommended or scroll through Facebook, or not through Facebook, I mean YouTube, and see new things, and something I've never seen before. And when you have I have a bunch of YouTube accounts, but you know, when you start searching, like if you just spend like maybe 3 hours in one night just watching a specific topic or genre of video, um you then are just going to get recommended that heavily for the next couple of days. But maybe it was just you trying to look into something, learn a little bit about it, but you didn't need to be recommended for the next 3 weeks all of that content. And it takes you having to go search multiple other things to throw off the algorithm to give you something new. But then whatever you went and watched to throw off the algorithm, it's now going to give you that. And so I do wish it was not as heavy, because it just kind of guides you down a stream that you sometimes don't want to go down. Like, maybe I wanted to watch 5 videos on this, but I didn't want to see 10 more videos every single day for the next 10 days. It's like, man, this is crazy. And then speaking of like decentralization, shout out to Kagi Jan. When I talked to him, he actually held up in the interview a decentralized internet router that he had, and there's things like that out there that's pretty crazy. So I think, like, like I always say, welcome to the decentralized future. I think there's going to be some really really cool projects that are already that are coming out in the future and are already out building their platforms out. So I think this is going to be a really 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 cool world that we're moving into, and I'm really excited to see, you know, maybe some level of algorithm and recommendation, things like that, kind of go down a little bit, or some type of platform that comes out and does something different, that doesn't track you as heavy, that allows you to learn new things every single day, you know.
Yeah, I think that like I don't know. To me, I love like the idea of decentralization.
Mm-hmm.
Just like even like for what you're talking about, like with the algorithms, like I think like the all this stuff is really like in its infancy. But to me,
Yep,
like the more minds can contribute to an idea or to a innovation, the better that innovation is going to be. So it's
of course,
like
yeah, I
with
agree.
decentralization, you can have like a whole group of developers who live in all parts of the world who can contribute to like developing these algorithms. So like maybe eventually the algorithms will get better in the decentralized models than in the more centralized models. Because I don't think that the developers are trying to be like malicious and they want to give you what like the best product that they can that you would like to use. You know, so like I heard like Netflix,
Right, the model makes
somebody
sense.
they
I get where they're coming from. I get where they're coming from on the model. Like, who doesn't like to see more and more things that they're interested in? It makes sense.
what I'm saying though, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
if
yeah.
they could develop a model that actually like knew when you were bored of seeing the same thing and could switch and was intelligent enough to do that, I think that they would create like a model that wouldn't just show you the same stuff after you were bored
Maybe
looking
just a
at it.
pop up. Maybe just a pop up that asks, like, maybe every
Are
three
you bored
days.
looking at this?
Yeah, are you sick of seeing all of our recommendations we keep giving to you? Yes, please stop it all and give me something new. Okay, try this out for size. Maybe just a
Yeah, I
question.
was
Ask and you
I
shall
forget what I
receive.
was looking at, but like I think it was somebody that like did like a show for Netflix or something
Hmm.
like that, and they were talking about how like Netflix, it's really they're like the production team or like the algorithm team at Netflix, they were talking about how it's really important for them to like make these shows that like don't fit with the algorithm, like they don't, where it's like, okay, like we like the algorithm says that people like this and this, and then like we can make so much money off of this kind of show, but then they
Right.
like they want to make like a couple of shows that are just like completely out in left field, and then just throw that into the algorithm and then see what response they get, because like the data that they get from those anomalies are
Hmm.
really important, because it's like, okay, like, yeah, we want to see like how people will. We don't want to just like repeat the same thing over and over again. We want to like get data also from like these anomalies and see how people react to this. You know.
Yeah, I've noticed on a lot of people do a lot of people on YouTube now do polls, and I tend to stay away from answering the polls, and the only reason I do that is because I don't want to give any more data that's going to make them know more about me, and also you know that just filters into more recommendations that I maybe don't want. It's one of those things, like, there's times where I don't know what I'm looking for and I just want to be recommended something, but a lot of the times, like, I can just use my imagination, and if something pops up, boom, I'll go find it on YouTube. I don't need all these recommendations. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's crazy. These socials are nuts.
I deliberately break the. I think I confuse the heck out of YouTube too,
Yeah.
because like the type of person that where I am is
Yeah.
like, I'll like if I'm interested in something,
Hmm.
or like there's a question that I have, I'll like look at videos about it, but then I'll deliberately seek out videos that are like arguing the complete opposite point of the videos that I was
Yeah.
looking at. Like I
Yep.
try I try to look for both sides of the story. So
I'm the same
so
way,
yeah,
man.
I don't know if they probably got an algorithm for that too, but I think it's like, so yeah, I'll throw off the algorithm and just be like, okay, like, yeah, I was going down this rabbit hole, but let me just like actively seek out the opposite of this rabbit hole, so I can think for myself.
Yeah. Being open and being okay with hearing both sides of the story. There's always two sides to a coin. I think that's the best way to. It's a funny thing, like in conspiracies, they say, how do you know you have a black belt in conspiracies, right? It's if you can have an open discussion with somebody about anything in the world, whether you think it's stupid, whether you like it, whether you agree with it, disagree, whatever the case may be, but you can have an open discussion, and it doesn't get to a level where people are just arguing and fighting, and that's like a black belt in conspiracy. And I think that you have to also have that type of black belt in social communication. You have to be able to discuss with people things that you may disagree with, or agree with, and you just have to be open, and hear everybody out, because sometimes you learn new things, and you also sometimes have to admit when you're wrong. You know, uh, just kind of piggybacking off of being open to everything, like you said, and searching different things, and searching both sides of a story or something that you're looking into. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
But check it out, man. Anything you want to bring up and talk about, you let me know. I feel like
Hmm.
we killed it. I feel like we've talked about some good topics. Definitely talked about Star Atlas. Maybe tell the people, if they've made it this far, maybe tell them a little bit more about yourself and where they can find you and such things like that. What's Mike Phoenix doing in his everyday life and got going on?
Yeah, I mean, you could just like find me on Twitter. It's like Mike Phoenix. I am Michael Phoenix. I am Mike Phoenix on Twitter, and
Yeah,
then YouTube is just like the Mike Phoenix show on YouTube. I have a couple of videos there
hell
that
yeah, I've watched him.
I'm working with. Yep. So
Yeah,
start working on that more. And yeah, just trying to feel my way out and do things that I'm passionate about, and just express myself. So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I've been doing some. I told you I was doing some writing over the weekend. I've been working on this, like, it's like a book, but
okay,
yeah, it's kind of about the mythology that I feel is behind the, like, macro global movements of the world, especially in the past probably 300 years, and especially like
okay,
in the modern world. But it actually, like, the mythology explains kind of like what has happened ever since the beginning of civilization, which was like 5,000 years ago or something. So it's like that's kind
damn,
of like what
I'm
I've been working
interested
on
now.
recently.
Yeah, and what's your discovery? What's your overall outlook on what's been happening?
Okay, I'm gonna break it down as
Break it
probably as
down.
simply as possible. So I believe, like, there are two cultures
Mm-hmm.
basically that are competing with one another since the beginning of civilization, right? That, like, before civilization, humans were like hunter gatherers, and we,
Okay.
like, lived like kind of just like all the other animals. Like, we ate what grew naturally, and that's how we lived, you know. And
Okay.
then, to me, like, you think about, like, the Genesis story and about how humans, like, left the Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
That myth, to me, represents the beginning of civilization, when humans stopped living in the Garden of Eden. There was, like, the natural world where everything grew, and we just had to pick our food off the trees. To now, we're creating the world that we live in. We're, domesticating plants and animals, and we're building the world up around us. So from that point, I believe that there are two different human cultures. There's the culture of, like, science, technology, and human will, that
Mm-hmm.
basically believes that it's a good thing for humans to make the world for themselves and manipulate the world, and use technology and stuff.
Right.
And then there's the world of faith, where the world of faith kind of believes that it was wrong for humans to um, leave the natural world, and it's not good for humans to um, use
Be,
science and stuff
yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like manipulate the world and use technology and stuff like that. So those two kind of worldviews are in kind of like competition, and like the things that are happening in the world are kind of like seeing which worldview, which way of human life is going to be the
Prevail.
prevalent one, in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah. I like that. That's very interesting. I'm all about that action. Definitely want to dive deeper into it once you finish it, and yeah, definitely let me know every step of the way what you've got written down. Uh, I would love to, you know, dig dig deeper on that. I like that a lot. Well, please, everybody listening, if you've made it this far, please support my friend Mike. Man, he's he's a real one, man. You guys need to, if you can't already feel it, he's a loving human being. Um, he cares about us all. He's into Star Atlas, and there's nothing better to love than that, man. So please go follow him, support him, watch his YouTube videos, look out for this book that he's writing, and yeah, just show him some love, man. He deserves it. Mike, I really appreciate all the support you give me. It's next level, and I'm nothing without you guys, and I'm nothing without you. You guys keep me motivated, you keep me going, lets me know that I'm not too crazy and doing anything wild in life. And I just I just really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for having me. This was super fun, and keep up all the good work, and I'll keep following you and supporting, and I'm just
Thank you,
excited
man.
to be going on this Star Atlas journey together with the community.
Yeah, this is fun, man. This is fun. Yeah, thank you so much. And we're gonna do this again, man. The Moonman experience goes on forever, and we're gonna keep on you know, hitting those topics people want to hear about. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Mike.
Definitely, I'm always down. Peace, man.
Peace, peace. All right, everybody. You've just listened to the Moonman Experience. Please go support Mike and all that he's doing. And we're gonna keep on rocking and rolling. Welcome to the decentralized future. Thank you, guys.